So what are we going to do about Kim Jong-un? Joining me right now to discuss, former Assistant Secretary of Defense and Senior Fellow, Center for American Progress, Larry Korb. Larry, good to see you. What do we do? I mean, this is now reaching a level that no one quite thought we'd be at, but here we are. So how do we fix it?
Well, I think you need to do two things. One, you want to put more sanctions on them. The UN is going to do that. The second thing that I think you have to do is basically do what Secretary of State Tillerson says, be willing to negotiate. And the Chinese are also saying that they would be willing to help us if we negotiate with them. And what we might do is, in return for a freeze on their program, to basically have a freeze in some of our exercises, maybe cut them in half, and then recognize the sovereignty of North Korea. We have no intention of invading them, so we might as well say we recognize you. You're an independent state.
That's what they want?
Well, yeah, it's irrational, but on their point, they think we're still out to reconquer the Korean Peninsula. Remember, the war's never ended. We just have a truce that puts a temporary halt there. So we need to finalize that.
Well, there are those, John Bolton included, Ambassador Bolton, who have advocated for the reunification of the Korean Peninsula and saying that this is the only way you're going to solve it. It's to get rid of this guy in some way, shape, or form, or put him off in a corner and have some kind of regime change where you're actually unifying that peninsula. You don't agree with that?
No, there's only one problem with that. The South Koreans don't want to do that because they know that there'll be, tens of millions of people killed there, including some 30,000 Americans if you start a war, because of the fact that they have all those artillery pieces right near the demilitarized zone.
Well, what do you think he wants, Kim Jong-un? You say he just wants to be recognized. Do you think he wants more than that, though? I mean, if he's an ambitious guy, and wouldn't he want a little more than just hi, yeah, we know you're there and we recognize your independence?
Well, I think basically that's one thing he wants. The other is that maybe cut back a little bit on these military exercises so it doesn't look like we're getting ready to take over the peninsula, and just get him to freeze his capability. The fact that he has this long range means that he does have what he needs right now.
It feels like we've been down that path, though, right? I mean, going back to the Clinton years, going back to the Carter years. I mean, everybody kind of felt like you could appease this guy.
We did have a freeze, and we talked to them. We claimed that they violated it. The Chinese disagree with us because there was, whether it was plutonium or, whether it was, enriching, water. But the fact of the matter is you have a new president there now, and I think it's time to really start doing it.
Larry, when the president says we're going to take care of it, meaning North Korea, what do you think he means by that?
Well, I think what he's trying to say is going to play good cop, bad cop. In other words, don't mess with me because I'm willing to take any action. But then Secretary Tillerson behind the scenes is working with the Chinese. Yeah,
and that's a good thing, right? I mean, is China the key?
Oh, very definitely, because of the fact that China does not want to see a war there. They don't want to see a unified Korea, with possibly American forces on their border.
No, I can't imagine they do. Anyway, Larry, let's hope it works out. Thank you very much.
I hope so.
Good
Thanks.
to see you.